Yeah, man, tell their ass check on Q50, man. They didn't park this shit down there.
Crazy wine culture ruining the world. The rise of wine culture skyrocketed in America at an all-time high. At first, Taker was only deviant youngin to go on the run while being charged with murder and make reckless street activity socially acceptable in the music. But after Taker came King Von, aka V-Roy, the scariest demon out of the south side of Chicago, particularly O-Block. And King Von set the standard. After beating a body in 2 attempted murders at the young age of 23, Von became the poster child for kids coming up in the inner cities in America who wanted to be the realest rapper, both lyrically and figuratively. The young and impressionable YNs running the streets, who barely survived the shootout yesterday in St. Louis, is BloodHound Q50. Now, BloodHound Q50's first name is Mikael Cooper, and he was born on the east side of Chicago in Drill City, and lived there and in between Gary, Indiana. Now, his mother had him when she was a teenager, and he spent most of the time living with his grandmother. Now, just like the saying goes, idle time is the devil's workshop, and Q50 would be the product of that lifestyle, being a young kid, unsupervised, going down a very dark path. The narrative surrounding Q50 is that he's a Chicago driller who has allegedly 8 hats at the age of 20. But before we get into the life of BloodHound Q50, who just survived an ambush, what even is wine culture? Now, the wine movement is a fundamental product of the social media era. Now, unlike previous hip-hop generations, this new wave thrives on hypervisibility, real-time interaction, and the willingness to showcase every facet of street life. The good, the bad, the ugly, being reckless, everything. Now, at its core, wine culture is all about absolute authenticity. Who has the most bodies? Who killed the most people? Who spent the most blocks? Who shot the most people? It's simply the unfiltered language and the tales of survival and the bravado that draws a blurry line between what is real and what is internet. BloodHound Q50's meteoric rise embodies everything about the wine era that is both captivating and popular. Now, as a young artist from Chicago, Q50's music channels the cold realities of his environment because his raw lyrics about violence, hustle, and confrontation are actually true because it actually happened.
Have you ever had to talk with that man and be like, here, I got somebody for you?
Whoa. I've talked to him and I've just been grateful and said thank you for everything.
I'm saying, so you ain't never gave you ain't never gave him nobody for, but like I didn't get God a lot of for birthday presents, you know.
Q50 came up with another rapper who was the leader of the Bloodhounds, and this was BloodHound Lil Jeff. Now, Lil Jeff was a notorious figure in the Chicago rap scene who became legendary in the culture because of the constant rumors that BloodHound Lil Jeff caught 9 bodies, or should I say 9 hats. Now, though actual police records and evidence have not proven and confirmed that he's been responsible for this many murders, this rumor is something that's just stole off the internet and many people believe it. The rumor spread quickly, fueled by social media deep dives on the Chirac Reddit, song lyrics, and the interviews. Now, for many young listeners, this became not a warning but a sign of ultimate street credibility of someone that was truly about that life. But what even is a bloodhound? Now, the original bloodhounds were the dogs used in the American Civil War to trace runaway slaves. Yep, you heard me. And it probably doesn't surprise a lot of people that this definition goes back to America's racist history, but it did. Now, a particularly disturbing element of the wine culture is the glorification of a body count. And no, this isn't your typical body count of how many women you slept with. This has nothing to do with that. Body count in wine culture is referencing the amount of people that an artist have rumored to have allegedly killed. And you see, it's not all about the verified facts. It's about the reputation, the fear, and the respect on the streets and digital spaces like the internet. Now, these numbers of bodies and hats become a badge, amplifying an artist's aura in the eyes of the fans, enemies, and his peers. The biggest song of Q50's career was Don't Blink or Stare, featuring Lil Jeff, who was his mans. But after a series of unfortunate events, Q50's career would eventually go up, and Lil Jeff's career would go down. The narrative surrounding Lil Jeff and Q50 was that Lil Jeff had 9 bodies, and Q50 had 8 bodies. And even in their interviews, it damn near felt like an interrogation for them answering certain questions. Now, Q50 would only start taking rapping serious after Lil Jeff was murdered, and it turned him into a different beast. BloodHound Q50 was reportedly shot 2 days ago after a rap show in St. Louis that left 4 people in critical condition. While it's not entirely clear why a rapper like Q50 had out-of-town beef because he's from Chicago, many people believe that there was smoke before the fire even erupted. After this, local rapper CTS Lil Wick taunted him, saying that he can't come back to the Lou like it's sweet.
Tell her, little bro, go get your 60 back. They ain't take 60 from me. They ain't take nothing from me, gang.
Hell yeah, bro.
They ain't take shit from me.
Let me see what's to that.
I was trying to take something from them. In life.
Now, local rappers' comments on actions that are simply a coincidence will forever be corny to me because they had no involvement or knowing that this happened. But of course, they're going to take credit because it was an attempted murder on their arrival. Now, other rappers would begin to troll Q50 to get their clout up, but it simply wasn't working because Q50 went on live right after the hit, unfazed.
Alright, this one for them. Let's fuck up.
Now doubling down, Q50 will make an Instagram post moving like the second coming of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, saying, "Notorious like Big Papa, but I ain't going like Chris Wallace. You either in or you out. It don't even question me about it." Here's the thing. When it comes to wine culture, the most life-threatening near-death experience becomes your biggest source of attention. BloodHound Q50 is known for allegedly robbing people of their watches, and he's been doing this for time, and catching 8 hats. But some people might say that him being shot at is karma for all the bad that he's brought into the universe. Not surprisingly, after this, the same CTS Wick would drop a video claiming responsibility for the attempt on Q50's life. Now, let's be honest. Nobody smart who actually did a murder would ever take public credit for it. But here we are with this new wine culture where the people who shoot the gun want to be recognized. They want to be credited. They want to be respected. And it's almost like they want to go to jail just to make a name. And this is the truth about the whole YN, or should I say, young Caucasian culture, as we have here. Now, this situation, despite Q50 surviving, seems to have set him spiraling because shortly after, he was seen on an Instagram live snorting up that white powder. And this was simply unusual. Now, your best friend died, you just survived the shooting, and with the whole world taunting you for being a target, he's abusing drugs. This situation, despite Q50 surviving, seems to have sent him spiraling after you see on Instagram storing that powder, and this was unusual. But think about it. Your best friend dies, you just survived the shooting, and the whole world is taunting you for being a target, and he's abusing drugs. Now, the narratives online surrounding this case is a bit shaky, with some people saying that Q50 was lured to a fake show, and then when he left, he was followed. But the story that seems to have the most validity, or should I say credibility, that makes sense, is that Q50's past behavior allegedly caught up to him. And Q50 allegedly stole $60,000 from a St. Louis rapper, and the show was a booking to lure him to St. Louis to secure the money back, or at least get an attempt of retaliation. Now, Q50 will continue to respond to his haters and show the public that death doesn't faze him. Now, with this whole wine culture going on, who should I talk about next? Now, give me a name in the comments, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and let me know who I should talk about next. I'll see you guys. Q50 will continue to taunt his haters, showing the public that death simply doesn't faze him. Q50 will continue to taunt his haters and showing the public that death simply doesn't faze him. Now, which wine should I talk about next? Give me a name in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe and hit the post notification bell. I'll catch you in the next one.